If you're a reader, then you should feel as giddy as I do because August is just blessing us with the most amazing book releases. Every single week this month is just absolutely stacked, so let's go through all the incredible books that came out just this first week of August. As always, we're starting with the ones I've read. The first one's The Build-A-Boyfriend Project. I adored this book. This one's a queer romance. It follows a journalist who's in a dead-end job. He ends up having a disastrous first date and deciding that he's going to take that guy under his wing and basically coach him on how to be a better date. Of course, falling in love along the way. House of the Beast was one of the most unique fantasy books I've ever read, but in the best of ways. It's a dark fantasy, and it's a tale of revenge filled with morally gray characters. It's about a young woman who strikes a deal with a mysterious and alluring god, all to seek revenge on her aristocratic family. It's written by the graphic novel illustrator of The Legends of Korra, and it's filled with graphics inside this book too. It's such a cool book. This week was terrible for my TBR. So many amazing book releases happened that I haven't read yet, but let's go through those too. First up, we have The Locked War by Sarah Pekkanen, one of my favorite thriller authors. I'm going into this one completely blind. It's obviously giving locked room psychological thriller, and I'm here for it. Next up, we have The Bell Witches, which is a witchy Southern Gothic romantasy. It follows a woman who, after her father's death, is forced to move in with her only family. They're very distant relatives in Georgia, and they have a very magical secret. Next up is Steve Kavanaugh's new book, The Devil's Advocate. This is from the Eddie Flynn series. I read 2 of the books in the series and loved them. You can read them in any order. They're legal thrillers. This one says he's won every trial because he's planned every murder. Can't wait to read this. His books are absolutely incredible. Then we have a new Lucy Score book called Holding On to Chaos. It follows a romance novelist who's running from her past. She moves to a small town hoping that she can just keep her secrets close, but that doesn't work out too well for her because the sheriff in the town's like a human lie detector, and he is trying to get to the bottom of all of her secrets. Next up, we have Departure 37, which is pitched as horror meets coming of age, which I find very intriguing. This one's about forgotten Cold War mysteries making a terrifying reappearance. This is on my TBR for this next week. Next up is a sci-fi book called Mindscape. It says it's a science fiction tale of global warfare and the people who profit from it. Then we have The Art of a Lie, which is a historical mystery book set in the art scene. It takes place in London in 1749. This is another one I plan to read this month as well. Lastly, for the ones I have copies of, but then there are a few that I'll show you guys that I don't have a copy of yet. This is just the paperback release of Red River Road. It follows a woman whose sister, after just a few days on a solo van life trip, disappeared without a trace, and so her sister is now trying to get to the bottom of what happened to her and pick up the trail of her sister that really seems to not exist. A few more romance books we have. Pick Me, which is a pickleball romance. Well Actually by Maisie Eddings. I love her book so much. If All Else Sails by Emma St. Clair. Anywhere With You by Ellie Palmer. I've never heard of this author, but the cover just drew me in for this one. The next ones are mystery books. We have The Blonde Who Came In From the Cold, which I believe is book 2 in a series. Accomplice to the Villain, which is at least book 2 or 3 at this point. And then a romantasy book called The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk, which is a Carissa Broadbent book. I've heard this series is amazing. I think it's part of the Crowns of Nyaxia series. And there we have it. As I said, August is stacked, so stay tuned and make sure you're following because I do these videos every week, and there are just some insane books coming out in August. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and I can't wait to read so many of these.